Okay, class, our lesson for today is about classifying materials based on the ability to absorb water, sink, and float. Magandang buhay! A cheerful day to our learners of Grade 4 Science and to all our listeners today. Welcome to our school on air in Science 4. We are glad to be with you and we will be learning through this radio program. We are hoping that everyone is comfortable in their respective places and excited to learn and to participate in our activities for this session. Have you eaten your early lunch? Okay, it will make us stay active and ready to learn. Are you excited to join with us? That's great! Let's begin our lesson. Our lesson for today is about the materials that absorb water, sink, and float. I will repeat. Our lesson for today is about the materials that absorb water, sink, and float. Kids, at the end of this session, I am expecting everyone to be able to classify materials based on their ability to absorb, sink, and float. With your module, I'd like you to open it on page 9. The title of our first activity today is What I Know. I will name object around us and you will describe it as solid, liquid, or gas. Just to check if you still remember your grade 3 lesson. Again, you need to identify if the objects are solid, liquid, and gas. Are you ready, kids? Let's go! Okay, we will start with our game, What I Know. Number 1, milk o gatas? What do you think is the answer? Let's check. Very good, liquid. Number 2, the air we breathe o hangin? Very good, that's gas. Number 3 is a piece of wood o kahoy. Very good, that is solid. Going back with our lesson, I need you to get your notebook and you may take down notes for these words. Let's begin. Solid materials can be classified based on their ability to absorb or to take in water in a natural and gradual way. To absorb is the ability of the material to take in water in a natural or gradual way, o ang unti-unting paraan ng pagsipsip ng tubig. These materials are what we call porous. It is spelled as P-O-R-O-U-S, porous. Porous materials are materials that absorb water. Ito ay may maliliit na butas, kayang makalusot ang hangin at ang tubig dito. This is called porosity, spelled as P-O-R-O-S-I-T-Y. However, there are materials that do not absorb water. They are called non-porous materials. It is spelled as N-O-N-P-O-R-O-U-S, non-porous. Non-porous materials have no tiny holes, which do not allow liquid to pass through it. Wala itong mga butas kaya hindi nakalulusot ang tubig o hangin dito. So porous materials are materials that absorb water, while kabaliktaran naman ang non-porous materials since they are materials which do not absorb water. Ano-ano ba ang halimbawa ng porous and non-porous materials? Malalaman natin yan sa pagpatuloy ng ating klase. Now, among those materials that absorb and do not absorb water, there are materials that sink and float in the water. Sink spelled as S-I-N-K o ang paglubog ng isang bagay sa tubig. Halimbawa nito ay ang barya. At ang float naman spelled as F-L-O-A-T ay kabaliktaran dahil ito ay ang paglutang ng isang bagay sa tubig. Halimbawa nito ay ang plastic cup. Did you get it, kids? That's awesome. In your module, there are letters that we need to arrange in order to form it into words. Again, we're going to unscramble the rumble words to form the right words. Shall we start? To take in something such as liquid in a gradual or natural way. What do you think is the answer? Okay. Absorb. Very good. Number 2. Materials that do not allow air or liquid to pass through. What do you think is the answer? It's non-porous. Did you get this time? Number 3. To fall to the bottom of the water. What do you think is the answer? Sink. Good job. Number 4. Having small holes that allow air or liquid to pass through. What do you think is the answer? It is porous. Very good. Number 5. It is a process to absorb or hold water. What do we call this process? Very good. That's porosity. Number 6. To stay on top of the water. What do you think is the answer? Flute. Who've got the perfect answer? Don't worry, kids. We still have activities to do. Now, let's have an experiment. Excited na ba kayo? For our experiment, I would like you to list down and prepare the following materials. Paper o papel. Any kind of paper that can be found at home. Coins o barya. Leaves o dahon. And a basin of water o isang plangga ng tubig. Again, the materials that we'll be using are paper, coins, leaves o dahon. Kahit anong klaseng dahon na makikita sa bahay o paligid ninyo. At isang plangganang may tubig. I will give you time to prepare all the materials listed. You can proceed and prepare the materials that we'll be using now.
The Radyo Z-eskwela program of the Division of Davao de Oro is being brought to you by Nueda Builders Construction and Supply Incorporated, Maverick Builders Incorporated, Mitch Construction and Supply, Archicons Architectural Construction and Supply, DB Construction and Supply, Hanaway Builders Corporation, Phoenix Corvada Tagum Gasoline Station, Master Construction and Supplies, Mackenzie Builders, GP&H Construction Incorporated, Metro Gear Construction Corporation, NEN Builders and Development Services Corporation, Max Mays Enterprises Incorporated, We Inc. Construction Company, Rangay Construction and Supply, East Sussex Enterprise, WM Construction, Councilor Boogie and Miss Marjorie Vertodazo, Icon Builders and Supply, and Apex Mining Company Incorporated.
Hello, kids! Have you prepared already the materials that Ma'am Joanne told you? Okay, kids, for our experiment, I would like you to listen attentively as I read the directions and please be careful in doing our experiment. Isipin po natin ang wastong paraan sa ligtas na pag-eksperimento. You can ask your parents or guardian to assist you with the experiment. Okay, kids, are you ready? Let's proceed. Okay, turn your module on page 12, Activity 2, Exploring More, and get your notebook to record your observation. Are we all set? Okay, let's do this, kids. First, put the materials one by one inside the basin. Let's do it first on the paper. Put the paper inside the basin with water. Did the paper get wet? Nabasa ba yung papel? Kunin ang papel at pigain ito. Ano ang lumabas nung tiniga natin ang papel? Lumabas ba ang tubig? Kung may lumabas na tubig, that means that the paper absorbed the water. Let's get another materials. Let's have the coin or barya. Drop the coin inside the basin with water. Do the same with the paper. Nabasa ba yung barya? Did the coin sink? Yes, it did. The coin sank at the bottom of the water. Again, record your observation in your notebook. Okay, this time, let us have the leaves o mga dahon. Again, let us do the same process with the paper and the coin. Put it inside the basin with water. What have you observed? Did the leaves sink or float? That's great! The leaves float. Can you do it on your own now? There are materials listed in your module. If you'd like to do this again with other materials, you can do so during your vacant time. Still, you can record your observations on your notebook. Okay kids, let's have a game. Handa na ba kayo? The title of our game is Make a Sound. And this is what we will do. Let us identify the characteristics of our materials by making sounds. I will ask questions and all you have to do is to clap once if your answer is yes. But if your answer is no, you will clap twice. Again, clap once if the answer is yes. Clap twice if no. Maliwanag ba mga bata? Ready na? Ready na? Game! Number 1. When we put the paper on the water, did it get wet? What is your answer? Yes! Clap once for that. Yes, because it absorbed water. Is the paper a porous material? Yes! Again, clap once for that because it absorbed water. Number 2. When we drop the coin o barya in the basin of water, what happened? Did it absorb water? No! Clap twice for that. Yes, clap twice for that because the coin did not absorb the water. Did it sink? Yes! Clap once for that because the coin sank at the bottom of the water. Is it a non-porous materials? Again! Yes! Clap once for that because it is a non-porous material. Number 3. When we put the leaves in the basin, what happened to the leaves? Did the leaves float? Yes! Clap once for that because the leaves float. Did it absorb water? No. Okay, now let's have another game. I will name materials around us. All you have to do Stamp your feet once if the name that I will tell you is porous. Stamp your feet twice if it is non-porous. If it sings, say hooray! And if it floats, say aha! Again, stamp your feet once if the name that I will tell you is porous. Stamp your feet twice if it is non-porous. If it sings, say hooray! And if it floats, say aha! Okay, number 1. Paper. Again, paper. What is your answer? The answer is stamp your feet once because it is a porous material. Number 2. Coins. Again, coins. The answer is stamp your feet twice because it is a non-porous material. And of course, hooray! Because it sings. Number 3. Face towel. Number 3. Face towel. What is your answer? The answer is stamp your feet once because it is a porous material and it absorbs water. How about number 4? Number 4. Leaves. Again, leaves. The answer is aha! Because it floats. Good job, kids!
The Radyo Z-eskwela program of the Division of Davao de Oro is being brought to you by Nueda Builders Construction and Supply Incorporated, Maverick Builders Incorporated, Mitch Construction and Supply, Archicons Architectural Construction and Supply, DB Construction and Supply, Hanaway Builders Corporation, Phoenix Corvada Tagum Gasoline Station, Master Construction and Supplies, Mackenzie Builders, GP&H Construction Incorporated, Metro Gear Construction Corporation, NEN Builders and Development Services Corporation, Max Mays Enterprises Incorporated, We Inc. Construction Company, Rangay Construction and Supply, East Sussex Enterprise, WM Construction, Councilor Boogie and Miss Marjorie Vertodazo, Icon Builders and Supply, and Apex Mining Company Incorporated.
To summarize what we have learned, we learned that there are different characteristics of matter. The process in which materials absorb water is called porosity. Some solids can absorb water and some cannot. Porous materials are materials having small holes that allow air or liquid to pass through. Cotton is very porous, which makes it a natural absorber of water. Non-porous materials are materials having small holes that allow air or liquid to pass through. Plastic is non-porous. Sink means to fall to the bottom of the water, while float means to stay on top of the water. Some things sink very fast and some things sink very slow. Are we all set for a short quiz? Alam kong marami na kayong natutunan mula sa leksyon natin ngayon. So let's check if how far have you learned from our lesson today. Kindly get your quiz notebook, turn your module on page 16, Assessment. The direction is group the words in the box by writing its name on the chart, provided according to their ability to absorb water, sink, and float. Don't forget to write your name, section, and date today. Today is October 7, 2020. After answering the assessment. If you have some question or clarification, you can write it in your assessment notebook. Don't forget to drop your assessment notebook at our feedback box located in your school, or you can ask your advisor through texting him or her as to where you can drop your assessment notebook. If you have additional questions, you can email us at
jeremy.ecleo@gmail.com
or mjj18743@gmail.com or text us at
09500-938671
or 042-309-1582.
See you again for our next episode, same time, here at Radyo Z-eskwela. Siguradong masaya! Kita-kits mga kids! God bless and keep safe everyone! Bye-bye!
Radyo Z-eskwela Executive Committee. The School's Division Superintendent, Eufemia T. Gamutin, Seso 5. Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Romel R. Handayan. OIC Curriculum Implementation Division Chief, Karina S. Frasco. School Governance and Operations Division Chief, Dr. Ruben J. Riponte. Members: Cecilia Morales, Dr. Hilda A. Opeña, Dr. Arlene B. Lim, Dr. Eldecris B. Calzadora, Dr. Dexter A. Sikinia, Nohara O. Pinute, Noemi P. Canales, Dr. Grace D. Pontillas, Virgilito C. Pabrices, Juanito Lapiceros, Engineer Norberto S. Manlangit, Jomar M. Dumupoy, Bob Dalan S. Milabat, Medard T. Ampit, and Paz Eugenia Villusino. Technical Working Committee, Productions and Communications, Lorely E. Quijano, Given G. Hinampas, Judyland D. U, Donna D. T. Bolifer, Mary Rose N. Resma, Riwen Manuel, Irene Lea C. Manguhon, and Bessie Aya N. Banias. Social Media and Packaging Team, Christian Anhara L. Martesio, William R. Ranara, Joan T. Iscoton, Roberto S. Acusar Jr., May B. Istaniol, Richard H. Arellano, Glee L. S. Blanco, Ralph A. Tabanyag, Angelo Gutierrez Jr., and Jade Karen Araiz.